Before we begin, let us look at our learning objectives. This lesson is part of a broader unit involving map scales, currency conversion, and time conversion. For today, our main focus is converting time between different countries using UTC offsets. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to explain the concepts of time conversions, convert time across different countries, apply time conversion across various contexts such as online job interview or attending class online or contacting someone who lives in another country, and apply time conversions when planning personal or group travels. But before we focus on time conversion, let's begin with a quick review of another type of conversion that you have already encountered. Mark is planning to visit his brother who works in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. On a map, the distance between Manila and Riyadh is 15.6 centimeters, and the map has a scale of 1 is to 50 million. What actual distance in kilometers does the map represent? Mark has a travel budget of 50,000 Philippine pesos. Assume that the exchange rate is 1 PHP equals 0.06083 SAR. How many Saudi riyals are equivalent to Mark's 50,000 pesos travel budget? Okay, let's start with the map problem. The scale is 1 is to 50 million, and the distance is 15.6 centimeters. For the currency problem, Mark has 50,000 pesos and he wants to know how much is this in Saudi riyals or SAR. The exchange rate is 1 peso equals 0.06083 Saudi riyals. So let's start. With this scale, it says that 1 centimeter on the map represents 50 million centimeters in reality. The first thing that we have to do is to convert 50 million to kilometers. And to do that, we're going to divide this by 100,000. I'm going to use the pair of zeros cancellation technique to determine the answer. Let us cancel one pair, another pair of zeros, another one, and another one. So we have here 500 and in here 1. 500 divided by 1 is 500. So 50 million centimeters is equivalent to 500 kilometers. This will be our scale factor. This means that 1 centimeter is equal to 500 kilometers. To determine the actual distance in kilometers, all we have to do is to multiply 15.6 centimeters by our scale factor. Centimeter units here will cancel out and 15.6 times 500 is 7,800. Therefore, the map represents an actual distance of approximately 7,800 kilometers. Now let us move to the currency problem. So for the given pair, the first one is our base rate, and Mark wanted to know the equivalent of 50,000 in Saudi riyals. Since these two are different, it means we are converting away from the base currency. And if that is the case, we're going to multiply. I'm going to use the unit cancellation technique. So 50,000 pesos multiplied by 0.06083 Saudi riyals over 1 Philippine peso. In this manner, I can cancel the Philippine peso, and 50,000 times 0.06083 is 3,041.5 Saudi riyals. Therefore, Mark's travel budget is equivalent to approximately 3,041.50 Saudi riyals. Notice that both questions involve conversion. In the first, we converted a map measurement into an actual distance. In the second, we converted one currency into another. By the way, do you know that there are other 7 countries using peso as currency aside from the Philippines? Search it and write your answer in the comment section. Today, we are going to learn another important type of conversion, the time conversion. And to understand why time conversion is important, let's look at a situation that many Filipinos can relate to. The 7,000-mile breakfast. Imagine this. Nonoy is an overseas Filipino worker living in London. It's early in the morning. cold, gray, and rainy outside. He's sitting alone in his small kitchen, wearing a thick jacket, eating a slice of toast, and drinking hot coffee. Nonoy misses his family terribly. So while he eats his toast, he pulls out his phone to call his wife Maria and daughter Luna back home. Nonoy says, "Good morning, my love." But Maria replies, "Good afternoon, darling." Wait a minute. How can one person say good morning while the others say good afternoon? Are they confused? No, they're simply in different time zones. Even though Nonoy and his family are talking to each other at the same moment, the clocks in their location show different times. And that's what exactly we're going to learn today. How do we convert the time in one location to the corresponding time in another location? Before we start solving time conversion problems, let's first unlock the vocabulary that we will use throughout the lesson. Let's begin with our key terms. First, we have time zone. A time zone is a region that observes the same standard time. Next is UTC, or Coordinated Universal Time. UTC serves as our international reference point for comparing time around the world. We also have the term UTC offset. A UTC offset tells us how many hours a location is ahead of or behind UTC. For example, Manila follows Philippine time or PHT, which is UTC plus 8. This means Manila is 8 hours ahead of UTC. Another important term is source time. The source time is the given time and location where we start. The target time is the time and location that we want to determine. We also have time difference, which is the number of hours between two locations. We also have daylight saving time or DST. Daylight saving time is a practice in some countries where clocks are moved forward by 1 hour during part of the year. We also have standard time. This is the regular local time observed when daylight saving time is not in effect. International Dateline or IDL is an imaginary line near 180 degrees longitude where the calendar date changes by 1 day when crossed. And the time conversion, which we're going to do, is the process of determining the corresponding time in another time zone. These terms will help us understand and solve our time conversion problems. Now that we know the important vocabulary, let's see how time zones work in different parts of the world. Here is a quick reference table for some of the locations that we might encounter in today's lesson. Let's start with Manila. Manila follows Philippine time or PHT, which is UTC plus 8. Dubai follows Gulf Standard Time or GST, which is UTC plus 4. Tokyo follows Japan Standard Time or JST, which is UTC plus 9. We also have Bangkok, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos that uses Indochino Time or ICT, which is UTC plus 7. GMT is the United Kingdom Standard Time during the non-daylight saving time period. That is why it is UTC plus or minus 0. During DST, United Kingdom uses BST or British Summer Time, which is UTC plus 1. Germany and much of Central Europe during Standard Time uses Central European Time or CET, which is UTC plus 1. And during Daylight Saving Time, they use Central European Summer Time or CEST, which is UTC plus 2. Let us continue. Here are additional time zones. Sydney uses Australian Eastern Standard Time or AEST, which is UTC plus 10. During daylight saving time, they uses Australian Eastern Daylight Time or AEDT, which is UTC plus 11. Los Angeles and parts of the U.S. West Coast during Standard Time uses Pacific Standard Time or PST, which is UTC minus 8. During DST, they uses Pacific Daylight Time or PDT, which is UTC minus 7. New York and parts of the U.S. East Coast during Standard Time uses Eastern Standard Time or EST, which is equivalent to UTC minus 5. while during daylight saving time, they uses Eastern Daylight Time or EDT, which is UTC minus 4. Once again, DST is daylight saving time. This is the practice of moving clocks forward by 1 hour during part of the year. So always remember, before converting international time, check the location, the UTC offset, and whether daylight saving time applies. Now that we know the UTC offsets, let's learn the formula that we can use to convert time from one location to another. Here is our key formula. Target time is equal to source time plus the difference between target UTC offset and source UTC offset. Let's break that down. First, you have to identify the source. That is the location where the given time comes from. Next, you identify your target. This is the location where you want to find the corresponding time. Then, subtract the source UTC offset from the target UTC offset. If the result is positive, we add the number of hours. If the result is negative, we subtract the number of hours. So before solving any problem, always ask yourself, where am I starting? Where am I going? What are the UTC offsets? And is daylight saving time in effect? Once we answer these questions, solving the problem becomes much easier. Let's apply this formula to our first real-life situation. Ariel has a job interview scheduled for 11 o'clock a.m. Dubai time. Ariel is in Manila. What time should Ariel join the interview? First, we have to identify UTC offsets. We have here Dubai and Manila. For Philippines, that is UTC plus 8. For Dubai, UAE, that's UTC plus 4. Step 2, we're going to determine the time difference. And the time difference is equal to target UTC minus source UTC offset. Our source is Dubai because it says here 11 o'clock a.m. Dubai time. And our target is Manila. So the target is Manila, that's UTC plus 8, minus the source, which is Dubai, UTC plus 4. So we have positive 8 minus positive 4, that will be positive 4. This means Manila is 4 hours ahead of Dubai. Now, step 3, we're going to convert Dubai time to Manila time. Our formula is target time equals source time plus the time difference. Just remember, if result is positive, we add the hours. If result is negative, we subtract the hours. Our source time is 11 o'clock a.m. and the time difference is positive 4. Since this is positive, we're going to add 4 to 11 o'clock a.m. And 11 o'clock a.m. plus 4 hours is 3 o'clock p.m. Therefore, Ariel should join the interview at 3 o'clock p.m. Manila time. So when converting Dubai time to Manila time, just add 4 hours. Notice that we converted the source location, Dubai, to the target location, Manila. Now, let's try another travel-related situation. This time, we'll see why the date of the trip can matter. Sophia's flight departs London at 2 o'clock p.m. on July 15, when London is observing British summer time. What time is it in Manila? First, let's identify the UTC offsets. We have London and Manila. But take note that London is observing two time zones. During summer, London is observing British Summer Time or BST, and during winter, they are observing Greenwich Mean Time or the GMT. It says here July 15, and that is between the late March to late October. So that is BST. The UTC offset is UTC plus 1. So we're going to use this one to solve this problem. Next step, we're going to find the time difference. Again, the formula is target UTC minus source UTC. Our target UTC is Manila. What time is it in Manila? And the source UTC is in London. So we have UTC plus 8, Manila, minus UTC plus 1, which is in London. Positive 8 minus positive 1 is positive 7. Step 3, let's convert London time to Manila time. Again, target time is equal to source time plus time difference. And if the result is positive, add the hours. If the result is negative, subtract the hours. Our source time, the given here is 2 p.m. and the time difference is positive 7. So we're going to add 7 to 2 p.m. and that will be 9 p.m. Therefore, when Sophia's flight departs London at 2 o'clock p.m., it is 9 o'clock p.m. in Manila. This example also reminds us why the date matters, because London observes daylight saving time during part of the year. Its UTC offset is not always the same. So when solving international time conversion problems, always check the date when DST may be involved. Now that we've seen a guided example, let's see if you can solve the next one. Kenji is in Tokyo and called his family in Dubai at 8 o'clock p.m. Tokyo time. What time is it in Dubai when he makes the call? Again, step 1 is to identify the UTC offsets. We have here Tokyo and Dubai. For Tokyo, that is UTC plus 9, and for Dubai, UTC plus 4. Step 2, let us find the time difference. Our formula is equal to target UTC offset minus source UTC offset. So our target, what time is it in Dubai? So our target is Dubai UTC plus 4. And our source is 8 p.m. Tokyo time, so UTC plus 9. So we have positive 4 minus positive 9. And positive 4 minus positive 9 is negative 5. Step 3, let's convert the Tokyo time to Dubai time. Again, target time is equal to source time plus time difference. Don't forget when to add and subtract. Our source time, the given here is 8 p.m. The time difference is negative 5, so we're going to subtract 5 hours from 8 p.m. And that is 3 o'clock p.m. So when Kenji calls at 8 o'clock p.m. in Tokyo, it is 3 o'clock p.m. in Dubai. Remember, a negative time difference means that we subtract. Now, let's make the problem a little more challenging by introducing daylight saving time. A student in Manila attends an online class with a teacher in Sydney, Australia. The class begins at 8 o'clock a.m. Manila time on January 15, when Sydney is observing Australian Eastern Daylight Time. What time is it in Sydney? Step 1 again is to identify UTC offsets. So we have here Sydney and Manila. But take note that Sydney observes two time zones. During winter, they are using Australian Eastern Standard Time, and during summer, they are using Australian Eastern Daylight Time. It says here January 15, and that is between the most of October to March. So meaning we are going to use UTC plus 11 for Sydney. Now let's determine the time difference. Again, the formula is the target UTC offset minus the source UTC offset. Our target UTC, it says here what time is it in Sydney. And we have established earlier that we are going to use this UTC offset. So the target UTC is UTC plus 11 and the source UTC is Manila. That would be UTC plus 8. So UTC plus 11 minus UTC plus 8. Positive 11 minus positive 8 is positive 3 hours. Step 3, we convert Manila time to Sydney time. Don't forget the formula, target time is equal to source time plus the time difference. And again, take note when to subtract or to add hours. Our source time, the given here is 8 o'clock a.m. And the time difference is positive 3, so we're going to add 8 o'clock a.m. plus 3 hours. And that will be 11 o'clock a.m. So 8 o'clock a.m. in Manila is 11 o'clock a.m. in Sydney during daylight saving time. Notice that daylight saving time affects our calculation. If Sydney were observing a standard time instead, the UTC offset would be different. That's why we always need to check whether DST is in effect. Let's pause for a moment and summarize the process we've been using. Our key formula is target time is equal to source time plus the difference between target UTC offset and source UTC offset. Once we find the time difference here, we add if the result is positive. If the result is negative, we subtract. But don't forget our three important reminders. First, identify the source and the target. Second, check the correct UTC offsets. And third, check whether daylight saving time is in effect. For example, a location may have one UTC offset during standard time and another UTC offset during DST. So always check the date or season when necessary. Once you follow these steps, international time conversion becomes much easier. Now, let's see if you can apply everything we've learned to one complete real life situation. Pause this video if you need more time. Let us answer. Aliyah is a grade 11 student from Manila who won a scholarship to study in Berlin, Germany. Before her departure, her parents set aside 150,000 pesos as her travel allowance. On a map with a scale of 1 is to 260 million, the straight line distance from Manila to Berlin measures 3.85 centimeters. What is the approximate actual distance between the two cities in kilometers? For her initial travel budget, assume the exchange rate is 1 euro equals 61.20 pesos with no exchange fees. How many euros is 150,000 Philippine pesos worth? Aliyah's flight arrives at Berlin Brandenburg Airport at 6 o'clock a.m. Berlin time on July 15, when Berlin is observing Central European Summer Time. What time is it in Manila when she lands? Let's check the first part, the distance. The given scale is 1 is to 260 million. This means 1 centimeter on the map represents 260 million centimeters in actual distance. And the map distance is 3.85 centimeters. First thing that we have to do is to convert 260 million centimeters to kilometers. And to do that, we're going to divide it by 100,000. Let me use pair of zeros cancellation technique. So let me cancel one pair of zeros, another pair, another one, and another one. What is left here is 2,600 and in here is 1. So 2,600 divided by 1 is 2,600. So 260 million centimeters is equal to 2,600 kilometers. This will be our scale factor. This means that 1 centimeter is equal to 2,600 kilometers. So to determine the real distance, I'm just going to multiply the map distance by our scale factor. Take note how I arrange our conversion factor. Centimeter units here should cancel out and 3.85 times 2,600 is 10,010 kilometers. Therefore, the approximate straight line distance between Manila and Berlin is 10,010 kilometers. This is a good example of how scale allows us to represent very large real-world distances on a much smaller map. Now that we know the distance, let's find out how much money Aliyah will have in euros. So she has 150,000 pesos and she wants to convert it to euros. The rate is 1 euro equals 61.20 Philippine pesos. Since in our pair, this one is our base currency and she wants it in euros, they are the same. So this means we are converting back to the base currency. Since we are converting back to the base currency, this means we are going to divide. Or let me use the unit cancellation technique. I'm going to multiply 150,000 Philippine peso with 1 euro is to 61.20 Philippine pesos. In this manner, pesos will cancel out. So I have 150,000 times 1 is still 150,000 divided by 61.20 is 2,450.98. Assuming there are no bank or currency exchange fees, Aliyah will receive approximately 2,450.98 euros. Remember that actual exchange rates change constantly. The amount Aliyah actually receives may be slightly different because of changing exchange rates and possible service fees. But for our mathematical problem, we use the exchange rate given. Finally, let's determine what time it is in Manila when Aliyah arrives in Berlin. Our step one is to identify the UTC offsets. In Berlin, they are observing two different time zones. During winter, Berlin is observing Central European Time or CET, and during summer, they are observing Central European Summer Time or CEST. Since it says here July 15, that is between late March to October, we're going to use UTC plus 2 for the UTC offset. And for the Philippines, it's always UTC plus 8. So step 2, let's determine the time difference. Again, our formula, time difference equals target UTC offset minus source UTC offset. Our target UTC offset is Manila. It says here what time is it in Manila. So the target UTC is UTC plus 8. And the source UTC, we established earlier that we are going to use UTC plus 2 because it says here July 15. And during those months, Berlin is using Central European Summer Time. So target UTC is UTC plus 8 and then source UTC is UTC plus 2. Positive 8 minus positive 2 is positive 6 hours. Step 3, let's convert Berlin time to Manila time. Again, the formula for this is the source time plus the time difference. And remember when to add and subtract hours. Our source time, the given here is 6 o'clock a.m. And the time difference is positive 6, so meaning to say we have to add 6 o'clock a.m. plus 6 hours. And that would be 12 noon. Therefore, when Aliyah lands in Berlin at 6 o'clock a.m. on July 15, it is 12 noon on July 15 in Manila. Notice that this problem required us to consider daylight saving time because Berlin's UTC offset in July is different from the standard time offset. Gets? If you find this lesson helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment, share to reach more learners, and subscribe to support the channel. For you to master this lesson, here is an extra problem for you to work on. Watch out for my next video lesson where I reveal the answer. Keep practicing, keep learning, and as always, you've got this with Mom CQ. Our next lesson is linear and quadratic functions.